Okay, let's talk about the Total War Sofia team. They start from the, I think is from the Desert Kingdom DLC in Rome 2. Then they start develop the Divide Empire in Rome 2 DLC. Then they go on to the Rise of the Republic and release the last patch in Rome 2. Then they got thrown to develop. They go to develop the Thrones of Britannia and then after that is the Total War Troy saga series, and then they came to develop the Pharaoh here. Okay, the next topic. Oh, okay, I know everyone already know the Pharaoh is released, and they they release this FAQ to the community earlier in the few days ago. And although I'm reading the Mandarin version, uh, the few issue here I want to point out is the release in different version. It looks like they kind of mimicking the Company of a Hero. It is quite uh different from them because the uh Pharaoh have free version. I think I would buy the third just to maintain this title alive, and they have different language, the English, German, and the Mandarin. I mean Chinese, and the uh it's quite interesting is the Rome 2 have the Russian in the advice, but they remove, probably they already leave the Russian market, probably, and the Mac, probably no one play on Mac. And now here I gonna let you guys see the document I just type. So I want to do a little compare to the Pharaoh unit. I do check the some popular YouTube on the Total War series. I see through their unit car, and I check the a chariot unit. They have different size. They have also have the mid tier size. Archer chariot is 27, and the melee chariot is 18 in unit size, and the archer chariot is 36, and the slinger range is roughly 210, and the archer range is, I think it's only the elite tier archer, like in Troy. The archer range is 190. The javelin range is 80 to 70. Is kind of like if you are the light pelters, a light javeliner, and the heavy javelin, they kind of make the difference between them. And the melee unit, they can throw their range weapon in 50, and the archer chariot range is quite significant. It's 200 actually. And then we compare to the Troy unit. The Troy Elite Archer, as I checked earlier, is 170 to the minimum is 130, and the damage is, you can see here. I don't want to talk here. And the javelin unit, it's the most far distance they can throw is 115, and the lowest is at least 75, and the slinger is 180 to 160. The javelin chariot is 95 to 85, and the archer chair is 120. It's quite different because they make the archer range in way more far than the Troy. It's interesting change. Not sure why, but uh I think they put the unit back with the throwing range is to counter chariot majority and make the range unit it's way more far than the Troy. Probably also try to counter the chariot. I mean the majority is the mid tier and the melee tier chariot because they are quite devastating if your unit without any range weapon to counter that. And also do a small note, the chariot unit in Troy are all 18. It's not different if you are the range chariot or the melee chariot. Everyone is in 18 size in the extra large size, and that's to compare to the most game I play. I play majority of time in Rome 2. Archer is 150 to the 125 range. It's a low tier and high tier difference, and the javelin usually are 80, and the slinger are one. The slinger with only one range is 150, and the chariot size is only have two version, the 20 version and the 12 version. The 12 is the light chariot, like Iceni one, and the 20 is the like Seleucus chariot, the heavy chariot. Although in the divided empire, they put every chariot into 20. The next topic I want to talk about is the match animation. The one I try to already approaching to many people, like in Rome 2 community, to talk about the animation match, and the talking about people like the modder in Rome 2 and the the unit data digger, addiction people, and the like a community leader in different Discord try to talk about the opinion in Pharaoh animation match. I make the different conversation with different people. They do point out the Shogun 2 is majority time is 1v1 scenario. There's no like a bullying people situation like the multi people versus one, and the Rome 2 is kind of like a match battle. It means the 1v1. It costs the bullying is quite rare to happen. The majority of the time, just the like people backstab someone from the behind. And the Attila, it's probably they higher up the probability on that, make the people will quite frequent to happen. The 2 versus 1 scenario and least match battle like 1v1, and the quite different is the battle maintain time. Like Shogun 2 will take very long to duel because they only 1v1 people. It make the battle longer, and the although in the trailer in Pharaoh they kind of show us the match animation is quite often to happen. I'm not sure they will like the have different after they release or something, but at least from the trailer it seems like 1v1 scenario most of the time. And let's also check the Pharaoh's unit. Pharaoh is the Pharaoh archer is 36, and the meteor archer in the siege we see is 27, and the melee chariot, like the Hittite Empire, is 18, and the slinger range is 210, and archer range is 190, javelin range is 80 to 70, melee unit throwing is 50, archer chariot range is quite far, 200. I'm not sure why they put the archer chariot to that high. They maybe should put them below the archer range, so the infantry bulk army can try to do something to focusing chariot down early if the chariot release into battle too soon. But that's their choice, and let's move on to the Pharaoh feature here. So let's talk about the Pharaoh feature. They put the unit back with a throwing staff. I think it's probably to counter the chariot threat most of the time. And I checked the range of them. They are 50 in range. They will throw the something like knife here. There's a link you can go check. And they also put the archer chariot with cooldown here. If you see the picture here, you can still move on while fire well, shoot anything close to this unit. But if you want them to shoot the certain unit, you need the cooldown here to shoot people directly. It's a quite interesting feature here, I would say. And then we can move on to here. You can zapping the wall in the siege. It's a good feature. Because in Troy we didn't have any solution to break the wall. So in the siege battle you have to only to grind down enemy from the wall. But in the multiplayer in Troy, it's quite painful if you force the people to do the same thing in the campaign, because there's 8 people, you have to grind 8 like 4v4 situation. The four player have to grind down 4 players to allow them to make into the settlement. It's quite painful. I play once, but I don't want to play twice here in that game. So it's quite good. They put zapping, but I think not just the single campaign and multi campaign. They should also allow that in the I would say the in the multiplayer siege, but not sure their decision. Because it could be also causing some bug here. Let's roll to here the artillery here. We can see the artillery bastion position in here. I'm not sure would they allow the artillery in this game or not, because I see the tower, the defender tower, their range are quite far than the archer unit. So my suggestion is probably not will be good for the multiplayer siege experience here. Oh, also we can see the wall here, the palace in the Egyptian settlement. It's quite good they didn't put the inner wall, because it's also very painful experience in the Rome 2. And let's roll down. Oh, the multi victory point. They kind of try to avoid the VP camping, although the actual VP is, I think it's a center one. The attacker need troop to guarding the each separate VP. I read that from their detail info. Oh, they also put the health point into the game. Like here's the screenshot here. The tempo, you can heal the troop in 10 healthy point per second. Not sure they will restrain the unit. I hope not, because it's quite weird, I would say. If you allow the troop to replenish, it probably will become the company of hero situation. I hope not, because we are in Total War series. Or they want that kind of like a Total War arena. Not sure. And the morale buff, the palace. It's the actual VP in the center. If you lost that point, you will cost the game, maybe. And and it also says if you left on guard, it will turn back to the defender faction. And the morale buffing point, it's 5. And I think it's the whole like attacker can got this buff. So I think it also affect on the balance power, make the people more easy to lose the balance power, to make the troop easier to wavering in the late game. And here the general ability, they make the general ability back to the Total War series. Not is not like the magical spell in the Warhammer or the Troy, to like a magical storm just suddenly the whole troop kind of situation. It's quite good as a Rome 2 player to see this feature back to the game. And although in this screenshot we can see the people play that siege as the VP camper, I'm not glad to see this happen in multiplayer. That's my opinion. And let's see the detail of the screenshot. The general ability here is to give them morale, like inspire in the Rome 2. And the ability distance is quite far. He can almost reach the troop from behind. Here we can see the costing range, and it also an AOE ability here. Quite useful and quite OP, I would say, because in Rome 2 you only allow probably rally. You only allow to rally the troop nearby. Here, maybe Rome 2 are more OP than this. And then we move on to advance and give ground ability. I mean, the give ground is quite interesting, because in Rome 2 we don't have the give ground. I only see some modder in a workshop. They make some different formation mod in that, like the second line rotate to the first line to engage people, the first line rotate to the rear to get back some stamina in that situation. And also the square formation for the unit, kind of like that mod. And I do download that, but I think that mod got dysfunction by the latest patch. Quite sad about that mod. And we can see the advance. the advance here, the detail is here. You can pause if you want. The unit will advance automatically, and I think it's kind of, they maybe put the Shogun advance button to here. Not sure, not sure. And the map terrain, they actually mark the map terrain into the map. It's quite good. I hope they make the ground with much more different terrain, so you can allow the people to maneuver with cavalry without get see or get discovered easily in the siege. Also in the land battle, also quite interesting. They mark that on battle, because in Rome 2 you have to move your cursor to the certain area, then check the unit, the terrain buff or debuff to yourself. Um, unless you are a experienced player to know which terrain is which, probably not easy for the newbie to fit in the battle that easily. Also, the weather cistern, we can check they put the sandstone into the battle, just quite suddenly happen. It's a cool feature they put in. In Rome 2, you have to decide before the battle, like you have to decide the weather situation before everyone load into the battle. It kind of make me thought maybe bring up the Battlefield 2042. They also put the weather, like suddenly change weather into the game kind of situation here. And I heard that from the community people, they also say the is that Medieval 1 or 2, they also have this system. They just bring the old system back to the game and revive that into the game. Kind of okay. And the historical battle, in the old title of historical battle, you can only start to move your unit in the position without deploy them before the battle start. So you kind of passive in that scenario. You have to move people after you press the start button here. And the navy battle, it's quite some time we didn't have the navy battle after the uh
that you I'm
the
glad you
like the
you do.
Thrones, after, I think after the Thrones of Britannia, there's no navy unit. Like in the Warhammer 3, they don't have the navy battle. The what's that called? The Troy don't have the navy battle. And I'm not sure they're gonna put the navy back to the battle. Maybe just in the maybe just like the Thrones of Britannia, you can make the land troop to board the ship and move on the sea, but not allow them to. Not sure. Maybe just like Thrones of Britannia, you can board the ship and landing the place. Just make the troop have some sea seek in after the landing. Maybe could be. And that's the also the here is I screenshot from the scenario cutscene here. And there's a different faction, Egypt. I'm not sure about their secret document, but I screenshot from the Chinese Bilibili uploader. Here's the the first guy in the trailer, right? The Egyptian pharaoh, the uh uh Dami Mrs. and the city. And here is also an Egyptian faction. And house risk, and it's a woman political. Her husband is city up here, and he also uh he and also the last guy in the Egypt is also a faction leader here. It says he has a powerful archer and can shoot people from the far distance, but his troop is highly cost to upkeep. His troops upkeep is very high, and the woman is the best chariot unit in the game. Give time to deploy the most powerful army. Probably the late campaign game player can choose, and the city, his husband, uh, his his detail is just the levy troop, like a Nobunaga probably, and the cannon faction leader. They only have two cannon leader here. Uh, they have heavy infantry troop and heavy powerful unit, and you can uh recruit the troop in very fast turn. And the other cannon, although he looks like a Egyptian, quite looks like, and they have a powerful ambusher, and you can deploy the troop in guerrilla deploy, and you can attack the troop from the they can attack the troop from the weaker lane. It's a ambusher faction. And let's look to the Hittite. He has a mid tier and heavy tier troop. Plenty option can choose, and powerful chariot. The powerful chariot meaning the melee one, and the powerful defend. Weak. Uh, weak the but weaker range. Blocking chance probably. And let's move to the last one. The Hittite. He's a like a Carthage faction. He's a mercenary and heavy troop, and they would like to frontal assault the troop. I mean, I think it is the charge bonus is quite higher than other troop, and oh, the important part, he has no range unit here. Okay, so the whole different faction I screenshot from the Chinese Bilibili. You can go check. You can pause to check his channel. I'm not sure they have secret document to. I think maybe he shouldn't show that in the video he posts. Uh, mm, and the bug here, I see quite few bug in the game. Like here, the unit fly weirdly. Okay, let's go check the here. I can show you guys why it fly weirdly. Let me. Okay. So you can see the video here.
Which was awesome. The scale
The chariot charge through the unit from the side,
of it was really
but the
good.
unit
Having to move soldiers around
fly weirdly.
this siege to kind of help counter defense was absolutely awesome.
It also make me remember the glue uh the the Lord and Ring glue.
What the f is that?
Wait, what?
Dude. That shit was like in Warcraft 3, just like people marching onto my tower.
What?
Far distance game looks like, kind of make me remember
Did see
that.
a few kind of creators kind of.
So let's move on to the next block here, and let's move on to the next block, the chariot unit block here. You can see, just let you guys notice, there's a player control unit here, right? They are moving forward, but you see the unit, the chariot, the broken chariot here, and also it seems like the chariot driver and driver is died, but the spear unit and the shield protector still, their model still here. I'm not sure. I think I'm quite sure it probably be a bug. If driver died earlier, those two models just maintain the battle. Not sure why they make this happen, or probably the just rare maybe. Okay, let's see the video here. Like here, you can.
Upper Egyptian Masax infantry headed straight for King Suppiluliuma's bodyguard. And my intent, again, is to now, after he has tired himself fighting against my spears, I'm going to bring in a fresh...
Okay, so you guys can see that bug happen during the battle. And let's see the other bug I noticed. The unit charge the other, but the unit will just come to the rear line of the enemy. Probably, maybe because this Pharaoh, the unit are not close impact to each other. Maybe only happening the land battle. But I don't like this happen to me because it will cause the rear attack debuff to the unit, like a very significant. Well, if that keep happening, or often always happening. Okay, let's see that from the YouTube. So they
these spears, and then right behind these spears is actually the king's bodyguard coming in on my right-hand flank, and my idea was to delay his unit. And
okay, so you guys can see the charge are not that good for my opinion. Okay, let's move on to the community thinking. So I screenshot each community KOL, the Warhammer free community. They kinda like a half opinion on that. You can see the 10 days ago vote, and it is like a 28k 28k vote already deliver. It's 12% in exacting and the 55% in the okay, and the 44% is I don't care. So that's the Warhammer free opinion, and let's move on to the historical community opinion leader here. You can see the Terminator. I usually quite interesting to his mod introduce video. You can go check if you want, and everything looks great. I can't wait. It's 5%. It also different from the Warhammer free series, and the kind of middle attitude is the 30%, and kind of question about this title is like 65%. I would say this vote is it's although it's only 4,000 vote already, but the option here is not quite good. I would say because it kind of like uh it make people vote to different. Just just depend what you want to read this information here, and the balloon quite series criticized the latest Total War series. He also make a vote for the Pharaoh here. The natural opinion is almost 20%, but not very much, and very disappointed is like a 70%, 75%. Oh, and the hyper and very hyper like 7%. Probably because he often criticized the Total War series, so his viewer are quite toward the bad. I very disappointed. Airy, and let's see the Reddit. The Reddit vote 8.5 vote here. Like a 3K is natural, and the hyper and very hyper and see result is let's see, it's all, you can see the result is all here. So you can see the natural thing is kind of in like different different percentage in different community here. And also the abandoned lord YouTube, the Jackie Fish is also 60% kind of, and no and yes are like 10% and 20% each. It's quite interesting to see different community are with different opinions. So the Warhammer community. Oh, also the complaining from the Warhammer community. They see the city perform. The big city is probably the settlement they perform the siege is too big, and it's not single wall. There's no buildable tower and the barricade. They thought the siege not gonna be fun to play, but from the historical community, we most of the time are worried about the chariot will be too OP. There's and also the no hero means very good. No hero are good, and also no the deployable thing is also good. It will make the siege quite fair to the attacker. Uh, and that's it. You can go check the vote by yourself to see the latest vote.
And also make sure to give those community leader some sub, and also give me some sub, please. Please.